Hey, this is Joel.
Hi, I'm Leo.
Earlier today, I was talking with a founder, and he was asking me what is good traction for a startup, like especially when you're gonna go and talk with investors. What does it mean to even have traction as a startup, right? So I thought this is quite interesting, and I think when I started thinking about it, the kind of conclusion I came to was that it's real numbers are definitely a signal of traction, but I think it's much more to do with the rate of growth of those numbers. So like whatever your month over month growth is, or even better, your week over week growth percentage. So that's kind of what I ended up talking to him about. So I think whether it's user numbers or whether it's revenue amounts, 5K, 10K revenue you're making a month or whatever it is, I think and I think Brendan Baker mentioned something along this, right? He's got a really good Quora answer where he says, if you think about...
Definitely look that up, I think. Brandon Baker, Quora, traction and
we
startups.
Can put it in the...
Oh yeah, we'll put it in the description.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think the key thing he mentioned, which made so much sense, is that if you take the raw numbers and you talk about those to investors, the first thing they're going to ask you or think about is, okay, how long have you been running? If you've been running 2 years, 3 years, and you say you've got, 30,000 users, it's completely different than if you've been going 3 months and you've got 30,000 users, right?
Yeah.
So that was one thing.
The thing, it reminds me of when we were fundraising.
Yeah.
And we were just telling people numbers. We had the exact same problem, I remember. We said I think at the time we started fundraising, we had 25,000 users. And we said, we've got 25,000 users. And the first thing investors asked, so how long have you been going, and so forth.
Yeah.
And two things that I realized happened. The first one is you look clueless. They shouldn't ask you how long have you been going. You should tell that, in your traction story, right?
Yeah.
And the second
That's
thing
true.
and the second thing we changed is that we told them from afterwards. I mean, we changed our pitch. We said, and we're growing 5% week over week. And at the time, we didn't know that this was a crazy number, but it helped us a lot.
One of them maybe even asked us, and that's how we even learned about this week over week or month over month growth.
Probably worked it out in a meeting or something.
Or Brendan Baker or something I don't think we even had this concept of percentage over time growth.
Yeah.
I think that was a new thing for us. And now it's a key thing, right? We tell our investors every month this number and all these kind of things. So yeah, I think just the way to think about traction. And another thing to mention, I think, is to actually put some definite numbers around these, what is traction?
Yeah.
Month over month or week over week. I think really good one is Paul Graham once tweeted saying, if you're in Y Combinator and you're trying to get your traction towards demo day to be investable, then he said you want to have between 5 and 10% week over week growth.
Yeah.
Those are really good numbers. If you're doing a startup that's getting towards raising a seed round, I think those would be the numbers that I would kind of aim for. And I think so when we went into AngelPad, we had 10% week over week growth.
Yeah.
And then when we came out of AngelPad, we had 40% month over month growth when we were pitching for our seed round.
Yeah.
And at least for us, that was traction.
That was traction. I think that's what got us, we didn't raise a big round, we raised a small seed round, but I think this is what helped us, raise that money in the first place, because to us it was just a number, but to investors who seeing all these numbers all day, they was wow, okay, these guys are doing something right.
Yeah.
And that helped us to raise some money.
So I think that's it really, is just, if you're thinking about traction and how to describe it, think about the growth rate of your numbers as well.
Exactly.
So, cool. See you next time.
See you guys.